Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Exhibition Game 2. This is going to be the 71 O's versus the 71 Metros. It's going to be a 7-inning game. I'm going to have Ross Grimsley starting out against Dave Mcnally. I don't know what direction I'll go in after that, but I do want to get a feel for Ross Grimsley's card and how he does. And I set up my lineup versus lefties as well, so I want to see how that goes. And let's play ball. We're going to play, of course, inside pitch. This is my draft league, the Liberty League. And let's do it. That's a 1 and a 2, and that's going to be a K. Remember, we're +5 here, so that becomes, where is it? Against a lefty, it's a 15. We roll a 13. That's a strikeout. Buford goes down on strikes. That's one down. Here's Paul Blair, center fielder. Now let's go to the lineup. Center field is Blair, batting second. Batting third is Brooks Robinson, third baseman. Right fielder is Frank Robinson, batting cleanup. Batting fifth is Boog Powell. Batting sixth is Davey Johnson. Batting seventh is shortstop Mark Belanger. Eighth is Andy Etchebarren, the catcher, and ninth is Mcnally. That's going to be a 5-1, and that'll be an error on a grounder. Not going to be an error. We got to roll an 18. That's very unusual. 3-4. And a 3-4 is going to be a fly ball right field, 2 out. Real cold here today outside, so have a good reason to stay home all day and roll dice. Here's Brooks Robinson. Here's a pitch, and that's a 6 and a 3, and that's a home run against a lefty, but he's a righty. So we're going to roll on Robinson, and that's a 44, and a 44 is going to be a star line 2, which is a fly ball, center field. Over is Otis, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So 3 up and 3 down for Ross Grimsley. Here's Dave Cash leading off against Dave Mcnally. The lineup for the Metros, Dave Cash leading off. Right fielder Elliot Maddox. Batting second, batting third is Amos Otis. Cleanup is Sal Bando, bats like .450 versus lefties. Batting fifth is May, Jerry May, catcher that came to my team by accident. He's batting fifth because he bats very well versus lefties. Kubiak, also another player that came to me by accident, and intentional accident or slightly intentional accident. Paid a lot more than I thought he deserves, but anyway, he does very well against lefties. He's batting sixth. Batting seventh is our power hitter Darren Johnson. Left is our superstar defensive specialist in left field, Joe Rudy, and pitcher is Grimsley. Let's do it. Mcnally with the pitch, and that's a 4 and a 6, and that's a walk plus. With that 6, that I don't even have to look. That's going to be a base on balls because against a lefty it's a 6, but I'm +3, so that's a 9. And that's a walk for Cash. Cash will try to get a jump. We'll see what happens. And that'll be that 4. Mcnally is a -1, so no. He does not. He's like a 2. Yeah, he's a 2 attempt, so he does not get it. So it's a 63, and a 63 is a range play. Let me grab my green die. Where is that? I use a green die for that. All right, so we're going to roll again. Range play. Actually, ooh, and that's going to be a base hit. It's be a 1-3 and a star line 5. That's a base hit to left field. And will it be a double or a single? And it's going to be a double. Cash. So a double to left. Double to left says double to left. Going from first to home, he's a -1. And the left fielder, who's out there? Buford. Buford is a -1. So we're going to hold up at second. We're going to have second and third now. So a double by Maddox. He shows up big time. And he's trying to win a spot on the roster. I mean, Pete Rose is sitting today, but, that's just because it's exhibition. But Pete Rose does not hit lefties particularly well. I know he's not he doesn't hit poorly against them, but doesn't not really shine against them. So I'm bringing in Maddox, who does have an excellent on-base percentage against lefties. Here's Amos Otis batting third with second and third. We're going to play the infield back, trying to prevent to get an out. The situation here is if you play the infield back, both runners have the opportunity to advance, except if it's a ground ball to the right side, to the left side, they can look the runner back to second. One run will score. So we're going to play the infield back to try to get an out. Hopefully it's a ground ball to the right side. So we're going to try to pitch him inside on the Otis, who is a right-handed hitter, will pitch him on inside and see if he can bounce one to the left side of the infield. Here's a pitch from Mcnally. And that's a 5 and a 3. That's a blank. So that's going to take us to Otis. We're rolling on Otis. And this is a 5 and a 4. And that's a ground ball to shortstop. Run will score. Infield was back. And they're going to hold Maddox. And so it's an RBI for Otis. It's 1-0 Metros. And here's Sal Bando. Pitch from Mcnally. It's a 4 and a 3, and that's a star line. Fifth, it's a star line. We'll use the 3, and that's a fly ball to center field. Maddox, let's see what kind of speed he has. He has a 4 speed. Center fielder Blair, see what kind of arm he has. He's a -1, so they're going to hold. All right, here's May with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Pitch to May. That's a 3 and a 6. That's a K, and an 8 will probably be a K, and it is. And that's ends the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit, and the Metros take an early lead here in exhibition game 2. Record is 1-0 for the Metros. And Frank Robinson is up. It's going to be Frank Robinson, Boog Powell, and Davey Johnson for the O's. 1971. That's a 4 and a 5, and that's going to be a range play at the ballpark. And we didn't throw the. So it's a 2 and a 4, and that is a blank. Oh no, that's going to be an injury of some kind or something like that. Do I have that chart? Let's see. Oof. I have that chart somewhere. What the question is what I did with it. Let's see. All right. Oh God. Okay, so that's going to be a foul ball. We're going to roll again. We don't want that result. And that's going to be a 4-6 and a 6. And that's going to be a pop-up. And the catcher is not going to get to it. That's going to fall in foul territory. So we're going to roll again in the Shea Stadium card. And that's going to be a 4 and a 1 is a star line 2. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. But with a 6, that's going to drop in. Will it be a single or a double? It's going to be a single base hit for leadoff batter Frank Robinson. This is exhibition, so I just getting a feel for the players, not following the rules exactly, but just trying to stick close to them. But that was, I just didn't want to look up the rare play because I'm not going to do injuries anyway right now. All right, here's Boog Powell. Grimsley to Boog Powell. It's a 5 and a 6. That's a tired 1, so it's going to go to Powell. And it's going to 3 and a 3, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. Over is Amos Otis. He makes the catch. 1 down. Next is Davey Johnson with a 3 and a 6. That's a potential K. A 16 may be too high against a lefty. +5. 17 struck him out. Aided by the ballpark. +5 on Ks. So you're not going to be happy playing at Shea Stadium, but neither am I. Yikes. Here's Mark Belanger with 1 on and 2 out. That's a 22, and that's at the ballpark. We're going to roll at the ballpark. And it's a 1-6, and that's a fly ball center field. And again, Amos Otis getting a lot of action. That retires aside. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Yes, sirree. Kubiak leading off. Ted Kubiak, switch hitter. And that's a 1 and a 3, and that's a star line 8. I don't know where I'm looking. I'm going to use the 3. That's a fly ball center field. 1 out. And a 2 and a 4, and that's a blank. So we're going to roll off Rudy. It's a 4 and a 6, and that's a star line 2. Bouncer to short. Belanger throws a strike. to first, to Powell, 2 out. And here is, wait, that should have been Rudy there. That should have been Johnson. Wait a second. That should have been Darren Johnson. I rolled a 42. That's a bounce to second base. And now it's Rudy. Now it's Rudy. And that's a 5 and a 4, and that's a blank off Rudy. And that's a 1 and a 4, and that's a ground to the first to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, none left. We move to the top of the third. This game is flying by. 7 innings. That's a 5 and a 2, and that's a double question mark, which is here with a 14 against a righty. That's going to be a star line. Star line 2, which is a fly ball again to center field, 1 away. A lot of action out there for Amos Otis, covering a lot of territory. 4 and a 2, and that's a hit by pitch, -4. He's 0, so it won't be a hit by pitch. We'll take it to Mcnally's card, and a 6 and a 6, and that's a star line 4, which is bounced to third base. Bando up with it, fires the first, and 2 out. Exhibition between the 71 O's and my draft league team, the Metros, Jackson Heights Metros, neighborhood I grew up in, Jackson Heights. Ross Grimsley 1-3, and that's a star line. Star line 3 is a fly ball to center. Right there's Blair. Oh, Buford was up. Wait a second. That was a 1-3. Did I jump too fast to the next inning? Okay, maybe I did. It's a blank, so we're going to roll again off Buford. I made a mistake there. It's a 3 and a 6, and that's a fly ball to center field. Now we roll for Grimsley. And that's a 4-6. 4-6 is a walk plus to Grimsley. And he may walk, because remember, it's a +3. We roll a 12, and that's going to be base on balls to the pitcher. So Grimsley has a lot of walks on his card, which is interesting. And we're going to try to sneak in a little walk here on the corner because I used some white out. Base on balls right there. So he's on a first, on a walk. And here's Dave Cash. Mcnally 1-4 is a blank. And that's a 5-5, and that's going to be a grounder to third. We're going to roll 1 die before looking at anything, and that's going to be a double play. 5, 4, 3, double play. He is a 3 for the real fast guy. Hits into a lot of double plays. It's probably because there were people on base. I don't know when he got up. All right, so Elliot Maddox is up. 2 out. And that's a 4 and a 2, and that's a potential K against a lefty. That's a 15, but we rolled a 16, so no K there. So it's going to be off Maddox now. He's going to get a swing, and that's going to be bounced to third. The human vacuum cleaner, Brooks Robinson, retires the side. So no runs, no hits up there. No runs, no hits. Nobody left down here either. All right. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Metros. Buford with a 2 and a 5, and that's going to be a K, a 17. Nope. Going to roll off Blair. Should be Blair. And that's going to be a 4 and a 5, and that's bounced to third, picked up by Bando, and Bando throws him out. 1 out. Here's Brooks Robinson with a 34, and that's going to be a potential K against a lefty. Against a righty, it's a walk. A 19 won't be a walk. So we're going to roll off Brooks Robinson. See what he does. He swings, and that's a 2 and a 5. That's bounced to first. Darren Johnson makes the play. 2 down. And it's a 4-4. That's a wild, so we're going to throw again. And that's a 6-5, and that's a potential error with that 4. Probably will be an error. We'll see what happens. It's a 21, and that is a ground ball to second base. And I believe that's going to be an error as well. No, oh yes, he's got 4 errors. That's going to be a single and an error. And I'm just playing it straight up like that. Just played a single and an error. Save a lot of headaches. And here's Powell with a runner on second in scoring position with 2 outs. So there's a little pressure here on Ross Grimsley. See if he can show his manager something. Here's a pitch to Powell. It's a 61. That's a blank. So we're rolling on Powell's card. Powell batted 256. It's a 1-6, and that's bounced to the first baseman, Darren Johnson, who will step on the bag. And that retired the side. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Metros, exhibition game 2. Amos Otis leading off against Dave Mcnally. Mcnally was, pretty impressive. Gave up 188 hits in 224 innings. So he's plus almost 30. Now he's plus 20. Yeah, he's plus 30. He's plus 30, 36 on that. Wow, that's impressive. Doesn't strike out many. That's a 6 and a 1, and that's a home run question mark against a righty. 1-16. I roll a 17, so we don't get it. So we're going to roll on Otis, and that's a 33, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Digging for second is Otis. Here's the throw and the tag by Johnson, and he is safe with a double. Leadoff double for Amos Otis. He's on at second. Here's Sal Bando. Here's the pitch. That's a 4 and a 4. That's a wild with a 13, and that'll be a potential pass ball. So if, let's see. It's got to be high. Oh, and that's going to be a pass ball. Running to third. I don't even have to look at the catcher. Etchebarren is pass ball of a 5, so that gets by him. With a 6, it gets by him. And they're going to charge him with a pass ball. I don't know if that's the right call, but could have been a wild pitch. Could have gone either way. So here's Bando with a runner on third. They're going to bring the infield in now. The O's are bringing the infield in. Pass ball, I think we still go to Mcnally again. So that's a 1 and a 6, and that's a blank. Now we go to Bando. And that's a 1 and a 3, and that's a fly ball left field. He's a 2. Oh! So now I can try to score, but it's going to be a -1, blah, blah, blah. Otis is fast, though, super fast. He's a 4, -1, because that was to left field, I believe. So then he'll be a 3. I'm not going to do that because I really don't, to be honest with you, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Don't remember how to do it. They change stuff, and that makes me even more confused. All right, so 1 out, runner on third, Jerry May, right-handed hitter. Here's a pitch from Mcnally. It's a 4 and a 5, and that's going to be a blank. We're rolling off May, and a 5 and a 2, and that's a question mark with a question mark 7 against a lefty. That's going to be a drive down the line into left field corner and takes a wild bounce off the wall. And the slow-footed May is going to try for 3, and he's in there with a stand-up RBI triple with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Yikes. Jerry May showing off the bat. And that is truly nuts. Against a lefty, a 10. It's a triple. All right, so 1 out, runner on third. Again, the infield continues to play in. We'll say that's a 32, and a 32 is a range play at the ballpark. Range play at the ballpark. Where's my green die? My green super die. And that's going to be a 4-3. It's a home run, a pull side home run. So let's see if he hits it. He's against a lefty. He's got nothing there. So it's got a catch. What do we roll? A 2. So that is going to be a catch. A catch by the left fielder. But now we can still hit the sac fly. We need a 1 or a 2. We don't get it. Damn it. All right. Here's Johnson. Here's a pitch. That's a 1-4, and that's a blank. Darren Johnson. And that's a 3 and a 2, and that's a drive over the center fielder's head and hits off the base of the wall. Scoring easily is May, and into second base with a 2-out RBI clutch double is Darren Johnson. Had a tremendous season in 1970. and really made a difference at first base. This team didn't have a first baseman before Darren Johnson got here in 1970. I don't remember even who they were using. I think can't remember, but it's an RBI. May comes in, and the score is 3-0. Here comes Rudy, Joe Rudy. 2 outs. Where's the D20? What did I do with that? Oh, here it is. Here's a pitch, and that is a 3-3, and that's air on a throw. Let's see if it's a throw. It's a 2 and a 1, and that's going to be a drive down the line and kicks up some chalk dust. And coming in to score is Johnson into second base with a double is Rudy. Driving in Johnson. So wow, they're really hammering Dave Mcnally here, and Earl Weir is just going to let him stay. Here's Grimsley now. And that's a snake eyes, which is a walk plus, and that'll be a base on balls. Holy smokes. That's going to be it for Grimsley. Who are we going to bring in now? Let's see. Where are the cards? Oh, there they are. Let me see. There's somebody I don't have to change. I'm bringing Pat Dobson, a right-hander. So Pat Dobson's going to come in. And he goes 3.2. Here's Pat Dobson against Cash. Cash me outside. And here's a pitch from Pat Dobson. That's a 6 and a 3, and that's a home run question mark. Against a righty is a 0, so no home run there. So we're going to roll on Cash. See what Cash does here. 66, and that's going to be bounced to short. Belanger up with it over to first, and that retires the side. But they score 1, 2, 3. 3 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. They lead it 4-0. So Metros are up 4-0 in this second exhibition game. It's only 7 innings. We're in the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be Davey Johnson, Mark Belanger, and Andy Etchebarren for the Baltimore Orioles. Ross Grimsley is pitching lights out, has allowed only 2 hits so far and no walks. He struck out a couple. Here's a pitch, and that's a 1-5, and that's a home run question mark against a righty. That's 1-5, but we roll a 14, so we're going to roll on Davey Johnson. And that's a 4 and 1. That's a ground ball past the diving shortstop, Kubiak. And Johnson is on with a single. Top of the 5th inning. Mark Belanger now. Here's a pitch, and that's a 4 and 1, and that's a blank. Going to roll off Belanger's card. He's going to take a swing. He's a righty hitter. That's a 5 and a 6, and that's going to be Starline 6, which is a fly ball right field. Down the line, and will Maddox get there? Yes, he's a 5, so he gets there. That didn't make a difference. Just made that up. It wasn't a range play. Anyway, Andy Etchebarren is up next. Runner on first takes his lead. Ross Grimsley looks over. Here's a pitch, 5-2, double question mark with a 1. That's going to be a Starline 2, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. Amos Otis under it, squeezes it for a second out. And it's Pat Dobson. Dobson's going to bat. We need him to pitch a little bit. With 2 outs here, that's a 4 and a 5, and that is a range play at the ballpark. Ooh, could get lucky. Range play at the ballpark, and that's a 4 and a 5, and that's a fly ball to right. And oh no, I'm saying 4 and a, yep, it's a fly ball to right, and my right fielder is Maddox. He will make the catch. He's a 5, by the way. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. All right. So Pat Dobson will face Elliot Maddox. And I'm going to bring in He's a righty. We're going to bring Bill Buckner, one of my favorite players as a kid growing up. Always thought he was very underrated. He will play right field. He's a +2 out there, so there is a disadvantage to having him. And here's Buckner. So he's in there. Maddox is out. Tremendous player. He's played excellent. And we're going to also bring in a new catcher. It's going to be Dave Duncan. All right. So if he gets up to bat, he gets up to bat. I don't know if he will or not. Let's see what happens. Here's the bottom of the fifth. 4-0 Metros. Exhibition game number 2. Record is 1-0. Here's Buckner. Pitch from Pat Dobson. That's a 3 and a 5, and that's going to be at the ballpark. Going to roll at the ballpark. You don't get a lot of hits at this ballpark. 1 for 3, and bounce to short. Belanger fires a strike. Scooped out. A strike that's scooped out by a low strike. Let's say it's a low strike. Amos Otis. Righty hitter. He's 1 for 2 today with a double. Pitch from Pat Dobson. That's a 4 and a 3. That's going to be a K at 20. I do not think we'll make it. Nope. So we're rolling off 66, and that is bounce to third. Brooks Robinson. Makes it look easy. And here's Sal Bando. Bando's 0 for 2. Pitch from Pat Dobson, 6-5, tired single. There's none of that happening yet. 5-2, and that's a star line 2, which is bounce to third. Charging hard is Brooks, and throw to first. What a play, Brooks Robinson. All right, no runs, no hits, nobody left. 3 up, 3 down for Dobson in that inning. And here comes the Don Buford leading off against Ross Grimsley. Trying to get a complete 7-inning game out of Ross Grimsley. High school, right? That's what they play in high school. 5-1, error on a grounder. Let's see if it's a grounder. I did roll a 6, so it could be an error. That's a 1-6, and that's a bouncer to third. I believe that will be an error. And he's a 6, and we rolled a 6, so it's going to be an error. E5. So runner on first, and next it's Paul Blair. Pitch from Grimsley. That's a 2 and a 3, and that's a blank. Paul Blair swings, and that's a 2 and a 3, and that's popped up. Infield. Shortstop Kubiak on the outfield grass makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Brooks Robinson with a 4 and a 3, and that's a walk plus, and a 13. That will be 13. That will be a walk. Just made it. First and second. Tying run on deck, and Boog Powell. Yikes. Here's a pitch, and that's a 4-5. Didn't I just roll that? That's a 4-5 is going to be a range play at the ballpark. And that's a 4-4, and that's going to be to center field, and a 3 will be caught in center field. Amos Otis runs it down. Here's Boog Powell. On deck is Davey Johnson. He would be the tying run. It's a 4-0 Metros lead here at Shea Stadium, 1971. Where were you in 1971? I don't know. 4-3, and that's a walk plus, an 18. It's a lefty. That's a 16 plus 5, 21. Ball 4. That loads the bases for Davey Johnson. A home run here ties the game. And of course, they would all be. There was that error by Bando. Yikes! So Davey Johnson gonna let him. Ross Grimsley's gonna get out of this. Hopefully, see what happens. We're letting him pitch. Here goes, and that is a 1 and a 6. That's a blank. Johnson with a 2 and a 5, and that's going to be a fly ball right field. Under it is Buckner, makes the catch, and the Metros somehow extricate themselves from a very, very, very precarious situation. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Duncan leading off here. Duncan came in to play catcher in the last inning. Here's the pitch from Pat Dobson to Duncan. That's a 6 and a 2, and that's a potential K, and a 13 against a righty will be a K. So Duncan swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. not looking good on that first at bat for the Metros. Well, it's not the first at bat because he played in the first exhibition game. Here's Kubiak. That's a 1 and a 5, and that's he's a switch hitter, so that's a blank. That helps. And then a 3 and a 4, and that's going to be a fly ball center field over his Blair, 2 out. And here's Darren Johnson, 2-5. That's a range play. So I'm going to throw a die. And it's going to be a catch, whatever it is. It's a 4-2. 4-2, bounce to the second. Easy play for Davey Johnson. 3 up, 3 down. All right, here's Mark Belanger leading off. The top of the 7th. This is the last licks for the O's. I'm going to pick different teams from 71, the better teams, the top 4 or 5 teams, and I'm going to be playing those teams. I haven't used my good pitchers yet. Just trying to get a feel for my newer pitchers. These are my 4 and 5th starters. All right, score is 4-0 here. And here's a pitch from Ross Grimsley. He's going for a complete game. Complete game shutout. We'll see what happens. That's an error, potential error. And a 9. That's pretty high. 4-1. All right, so it's going to be a 4-1. We're going to use that 9 for an out, but it could be an error, so we have to roll. First of all, it's got to be an odd number because it's a fly ball, and it's not, so there will not be an error. That will be to right field. 1 out. All right. Next up is Andy Etchebarren, 21, and the 21 is at the ballpark. At the ballpark is a 66, and that is bounced. Fly ball left field towards the line. And there is Rudy. Excellent. He's a 5 in left field. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter is going to be somebody who's coming in to pinch hit. Let's see. All my pitchers on top. I think all my batters at the bottom. Nope, not Tom Chopay. Chico Salmonella. Salmon. He played on my team for a couple of seasons. Pretty good. He was my utility guy and pinch hit. But then he just was really bad. He batted 179. I couldn't keep him. Had he batted over 2, I maybe would have kept him, but 179, and he didn't. It wasn't really a great, not a good second baseman with an 18 error. Made a lot of errors for me. All right, so Salmon is up here against Grimsley. Grimsley has 1 batter to go for a complete game. Remember, this is exhibition, so we're playing 7-inning games. Here's the pitch, and that's a 2 and a 6, a range play. So I'm going to throw, and that's a 4. We have to check 2-4. 2-4 is a blah blah blah. Wait a second. That's going to be a strikeout. So there's no range play on a strikeout. Oh, wait, I'm looking at Dobson. I'm supposed to look at Salmonella. Yeah. 2-4, and that's a ground ball to shortstop, but with a 4, he'll get it over to first, and the ball game is over. So, Grimsley, yikes. 4-0 shutout of the O's. He gave up a couple of walks and 3 hits. They made no errors. We made a couple of errors. 1 on Bando and 1 on second baseman Cash. How many hits for the Metros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits for the Metros. So 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Metros against no runs, 3 hits, no errors for the O's. And that's the end of exhibition game 2. And our record now is 2-0. You can't see it, but I'm writing it in there. 2-0 in exhibition season, and we'll be playing different teams. Grimsley went 7 innings, allowed 2 walks, 3 hits, no runs, no earned runs. Struck out how many? He had 2 strikeouts, I believe. Yeah, struck out 2. Not as really a strikeout guy. No home runs, no hit by pitch, no wild pitches, I don't think. I don't remember any wild pitches. Nah. And he wins it, so he's 1-0 in the exhibition season. All right, guys, thanks for watching. You'll see another one of my pitchers next time. Just get ready because I'll be throwing Vita Blue 2 times in every 6-game series at you. So I got a couple of guys that I'm going to use for relief. So you're going to get at least 7 or 8 innings out of Vita Blue uh, whenever I need to do that. So he was probably the premier pitcher in the American League, and his counterpart was Seaver in the National League in the 1971 season. So take care, guys. Then of course you'll see a lot of Catfish Hunter, who had a great season, and Doc Ellis had another excellent season. And of course you got Grimsley, and we got Chuck Dobson, and we may have. I don't think Barr can do more than just relief here and there for an inning or so. But let's see what happens. Take care.